Shashank says, why did we not adopt a presidential system after independence? Well, it's because our so-called founding fathers, like some people allegedly call them, they decided they wanted a complete slave-like copy of the British system. So we had this, what is it called? Constituent assembly and all that, right? A bunch of people got together who were elected through the 1946 elections, in which only 13% of the adult Indian population was allowed to vote. So it was a completely illegitimate, undemocratic election held under foreign occupation. And these people were the elected representatives of those assemblies, and some were nominated directly by princely states, which were mostly puppets of the British occupiers. So that was the Constituent Assembly, and that bunch of people, they decided to draft a certain kind of constitution and adopt a certain kind of system. And the system they adopted was the Westminster system, which is a copy of the British system. House of Lords is the upper house of Parliament, the House of the Commons is the house of Parliament, and the overall head of government is the king or the queen. So in India, we had the Rajya Sabha to approximate the House of Lords, and the Lok Sabha to approximate the House of Commons. And because we have done away with monarchy, we have wiped out our kings and queens. That's why we put a puppet, a ceremonial post called the President of India at the very top. Complete nonsense. Why do we need to emulate the British system? This a system that developed over 1,000 years on a small island in the Atlantic Ocean. It's eminently unsuitable for a civilization state, a subcontinent-sized nation as ours. But that's what these people decided. They decided this undemocratically. They did not represent the people of India. So that's why we adopted this Westminster parliamentary system instead of a presidential system or whatever else. So essentially, the British they orchestrated this very nicely. They made it look like it was a democratic process. And today, most Indians believe that the Constituent Assembly came from the 1946 elections, so it's democratic. I just don't have any polite words to utter here. An election held under foreign occupation is an illegitimate election. If Hitler held an election in France during his occupation of France in the 1940s, would you consider that a legitimate election? So how can you consider the 1946 election, which the British held under British occupation, to be legitimate? That's number one. And secondly, less than 13% of the eligible Indian adult population was allowed to vote in that election. So once again, it doesn't represent the Indian population. And how can you then consider the Constituent Assembly as a legitimate representation of the aspirations and hopes of the people of India? It's a complete farce. It's a joke. And they came up with this constitution, and then they imposed it upon India undemocratically. The Constitution of India has never been ratified by the people of India. What does it mean? It means the people of India have never been given the opportunity to accept or reject this document. There should be a democratic vote, a referendum. Here's the constitution, read it. Do you accept or reject? Vote yes or no. That's how it should be done in a genuine democracy. India is not a genuine democracy. There you have it.